A peculiar tarnish has been washed up on the shore of the lands between, coming from a noble bloodline of warmongers, violent, bonky cavemans. Boogie soon discovered that she might not be very intelligent, but she had a natural talent for wielding a club, and with enough violence, she one day could become Elden Lord. Boogie started her journey escaping from a mass grave and applying bigger club diplomacy to Vare. I am not maidenless, you filthy scum. And speaking of that, now that we have a maiden, let's level up our strength and march on to the Stormhill Castle, with varying results of success. Near a shack I found a helpless girl, and she had an unexplainable magic barrier that protected her from Boogie's violence, so after a while she decided to leave her alone and kept going to the entrance of the castle. There, the first dangerous foe of our adventure awaited. Oh, hi Market!
Hi Barbie!
I wonder how much damage do I do to him? Wow, yeah. That will not work. Jesus. After getting my ass beating by Margit a couple of times, I decided to go elsewhere and get stronger before coming back. I battled some mini-bosses and had a quite epic battle against Bloodhound Knight Darewil. And in one of our encounters, he survived me with only one brink of health remaining. This is going to happen several times. Anyway, Boogie finally won Darewil and gained more strength, and so she decided she was ready to face Margit. She was not. Eventually, there was an attempt in which I was really close to defeating the Fellowman, but alas, I wasn't dealing damage at all, and it was really complicated to dodge his ferocious attacks for a long time. So, after getting defeated a dozen times more, I kept exploring until I reached the Weeping Peninsula, and murdered a blind woman on my way there. The castle had been taken by a communist uprising of the servants, and just like the CIA in the Americas, I decided that was no bueno, and stepped in to protect Tarnish's interest. So I went there, approached the basements, and I proceeded to... After my successful raid at the castle, I went to battle the misbegotten beast, and even though it was much easier than Margit, and I managed to defeat it, I kept feeling like my damage output wasn't that great. But after all of that, I managed to get enough runes to level up my vigor and to put it up with my strength up to 20, and so I went to Margit again to ask for a rematch. And what a rematch! Margit is an incredible boss, perhaps one of the greatest in this game, and I feel he's kind of underrated. But after a great duel and some close calls, and I mean close calls, I managed to land the killing blow on him, and the Fellowman escaped elsewhere before receiving it. Great job, Boogie.
Good job.
After that marvelous fight, the entrance to the Stormhill Castle was clear, and so I ventured in its walls, killing Gostok on the spot because I do not negotiate with terrorists, and there it was, when I realized I was an absolute buffoon. You see, all this time I hadn't leveled up my strength, but my mind.
Good job.
That's why I wasn't dealing damage. I spent 10 levels to get Boogie slightly smarter, when she's barely able to hold a club and swing it. I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait until I defeat Renala to get those levels back. I'm a fucking idiot. But anyways, the Stormhill Castle raid went exactly as you can imagine. I had some problems facing the Wind Knights, especially one that wielded a spear, but for the most part Boogie explored the castle ignoring everyone, had a really tense bloody fight with that thing that lives in the castle's living room, massacred every soldier in the patio, and ignored everyone else until she reached Godric. And oh Godric, what a fight. Now that I was getting actually stronger, my blows felt a lot more satisfactory as I danced through the battlefield and smacked the grafted joke that Godric is. It actually took me a couple of attempts, but rather soon I had defeated the first guy on my hit list and I had crossed the Stormhill Castle. Getting to Liurnia for the first time always makes me feel like this. What a beautiful landscape. Although Liurnia is absolutely stunning, we didn't have any time to waste, so Boogie went directly to fetch the Grimstone Key from a corpse and entered the Raya Lucaria Academy, where there were lots of folks who needed to be told that magic isn't real. After bonking my way through its alleys and gardens, I reached the debate parlor, in which I had to battle Radagon's Red Wolf, and although the beast is a glass cannon, so was I, and our battle was transformed into a competition of who could deal more damage to the other one faster. Our dispute ended with my victory, and with the beast slain, I climbed the stairs to the Magna Library and avoided the goofy-ass Iron Boss and dueled against this Carrion Knight that is absolutely cranked for no reason at all. Once the Carrion Knight was out of the way, I ascended to the library and proceeded, as usual, to beat the shit out of Renala. She killed me in her Sigma phase a couple of times with unfair wolves and dragons and giants, but she couldn't resist my mighty wood club for very long. And so, with that, I was able to respec and recover those levels that I need a larval tear. Yeah, I forgot. Fuck me. After defeating Renala, I went to the Carry Manor. I ran for my dear life as I tried to escape the infamous hand tarantulas and ended up battling Loretta, who honestly didn't put up much of resistance. After that, I went back to the manor to talk to the puppeteer and got a larval tear, which finally let me recover my 10 levels. Oh guys, I've missed you so much. Come here, come here. Feeling a little bit cocky, I then went to Caelid to try to get to Radagon's battlegrounds, but soon I learned that the festival hadn't begun yet, as a misbegotten beast gently told me with the smack of a sword. Bang! For the next hours, I did a lot of things that could be summarized in the training arc of this anime. I gathered the 2 halves of the Dexus Medallion to ascend to the Alus Plateau, and I ransacked every single mine I could find to get those sweet smithering stones to upgrade my club. But first I went to the Sealed Tunnel and I defeated an ogre to rob his bigger, chunky, gargantuan club, and so I decided to reinforce the biggest weapon. I traversed the Alus Plateau and the capital outskirts to reach the entrance to Lindel, but sadly enough, it was guarded by a Dragon Tree Sentinel, and to be honest, my +8 club wasn't ready to tackle such a heavy armored guy. And so after some attempts, I realized it was impossible to get past him. I got a message that the festival had begun, and so I rushed to Radagon's battlegrounds, and I was the first to get to the General's battlefield to try to off him. I was quickly reminded that General Radagon is an absolute Chad and the greatest character in the lands between, and so I got smacked pretty bad. I decided to gear up some more and rematch the Dragon Tree Sentinel, and this time I was good enough to put an end to his life. My now +14 club was a formidable weapon, and Oogie Boogie made sure everyone in Lindel knew that. I climbed the corpse of a dragon while I was at the capital, and soon enough, even though Oogie Boogie doesn't believe magic is real, I was facing the ghost of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. But he might as well be called the first Elden joke, as this piss-colored Casper was a 0 to the left against Oogie Boogie's bigger club diplomacy. After getting past the ghost of Godfrey, I went to the capital's throne room in the entrance of the Earth Tree and faced Morgoth, the secret ruler of Lindel. This fight is incredible. I thought I would never say this, but I do believe From Software should have given more HP to this guy and less to some of the boys we will be battling in the future. Because this fight is an absolute blast. Incredible combos, spectacular and colorful attacks, an incredible music garnish, an incredible round 2 in which Morgoth gives it all. It's truly, this is the greatest last enemy before the Earth Tree, and after defeating him, Oogie Boogie went to enter the Sacred Tree, and you know it, it's blocked.
Good job.
Well, I guess we have now to travel to Siberia and commit war crimes and a cardinal sin. So a regular Tuesday, pretty much. After traversing a great chunk of the Forbidden Lands and entering the mountaintops of the Giants, with a fierce battle against a gargoyle in between, Oogie Boogie realized something. Oh shoot! I forgot to murder the old good general! And so she returned to the festival and proceeded to duel the greatest son of Radagon to ever live, Starscoach Radahn, who is incredible and I love him so much. I didn't love that much dying, but when he was one hit away and I died, Oh, but man, the moment in which Ron jumps to the skies, holds the stars up for some time, and then comes back landing like a flaming meteor, man, strikes me every single time. God, what an incredible fight. The general eventually fell after a really tense battle, and I was able to return to my main mission. But wait, who is right here on my side? I don't understand anything he says. So let's apply big club diplomacy. Oh, that's weird. Well, let's kill him again. Alright, good, we're cool. Oh, he's alive again? Okay, well, we'll murder him once more. He's alive? Well, it turns out I think this is a bug or a glitch or something, because Blade respawned over and over again, even though I murder him every single time. And so I decided to leave him alone and return to the freezing lands of the last fire giant that ever lived. I charged riding torrent towards the last living giant and swung my big club against him, and wow, that's nothing. We need to get stronger if I want to defeat this guy. And getting stronger we did. We traveled to all sorts of places to get smithering stones to upgrade our trusty giant club. We went to mines, old tunnels, and we even visited for a while the Volcano Manor and the best place in the lands between, the subterranean grounds of the capital. I love this place. Nothing horrible has happened here, never, in a video on our channel. Reference, wink wink. Well, after that search we were able to upgrade our weapon to +20, and then it was only a matter of time until we defeated the fire giant. He tried to burn me alive, sure, but Boogie was always one step ahead. And so we climbed to the furthest point in the mountaintops, said goodbye to our maiden as she decided to burn herself alive, and we awakened in a weird, windy place. And after navigating this nonsensical forgotten land, I encountered everyone's favorite boss, the Godskin duo. And I'm sorry, but I have to stop here for a bit to rant about how this boss is the absolute worst shit. Never in my life I have ever found a double boss battle so ridiculous, so badly thought out, so poorly designed than this one. You have to kill them several times to defeat them, for fuck's sake. This was impossible. I tried for hours, in plural, and nothing happened. So I went to grind runes of camera for a very long time and level up quite a bit for a very long time, and still I couldn't make it. And then, by some fucking miracle, freaking miracle, the planets aligned and there was a full moon and Mercury was in the ascended position and everything went exactly as it should, and then, only then, I was able to get past these two motherfuckers. God, what a terrible fight. I hope you guys burn in the flames of hell. After that, I continued my journey through those cursed lands and I casually exterminated a dragon, right before facing once again a Dragon Tree Sentinel. This one, however, wasn't quite a problem as its predecessor. After defeating him, I wandered into the arena where Maliketh awaited me, and I gotta say, my first attempt was incredible. I dominated that bastard until he was 2 hits away from dying, and the Black Blade decided to pull crazy moves. I managed to get him to 1 HP again and I was defeated once more. And after that, it was brutal massacre after brutal massacre and I had no chance to get to him. But Boogie had the determination of an 8-wheeled truck. And so, I kept fighting him until my club demonstrated that no Black Blade can match the violence of a caveman. Once I recovered Destined Death from Maliketh, I returned to Lindell to discover the city had become ashes, and so I made my way to the Earth Tree. But before getting there, I had to face this stupid-ass man, Sergirion off, and this spammy little shit managed to catch me off guard a couple times, and his stupid exploding bubble managed to kill me right before claiming my victory a couple of times. But in the end, his magic wasn't real, and Oogie Boogie made sure to prove him that. And so, only one foe was standing in our way to get inside to the Earth Tree. Godfrey. The real one this time. This man. As Godfrey, he wasn't much of a menace, but oh boy I suffered when he decided to destroy his ghost lion for some reason and become Horalu. There's something about this man that has always rubbed me in the wrong way. I cannot pinpoint what it is exactly, but it's really difficult for me to dodge his attacks and find openings, and every time I try, I get launched into the air and get RKO'd, or I get stomped or kicked to the fucking ground, and then he breaks the fucking ground and lifts it up, and he destroys me in every single way imaginable. He's a formidable enemy, and you can bet I died when he had only 1 HP left. Of course it happens. It's tradition at this point. But honestly, I felt really lucky when somehow I defeated him, and it is maybe the only fight in which Oogie Boogie fully respected the enemy, as Horalu only needed his bare hands to make my life miserable. But enough said. It's time to approach the entrance of the Earth Tree and hopefully mend the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord and Elden Caveman. And man, can we talk about the cinematic before you face Radagon? This is a masterpiece. From the striking image of Queen Marika crucified in the broken Elden Ring to the sudden transformation into Radagon, this is amazing. And the main theme, the main theme, that is a banger. You can bet that shit slams through the fucking walls. And so we entered the burning Earth Tree to put Queen Marika / Radagon out of their misery. But first, Radagon considered I needed to be teach proper manners, and so he beat the shit out of me with his hammer. However, in each fight I got better, and better, and better, and better, and dodging his attacks was beginning to feel really easy, and in the end, I had obtained my Caveman 5-gear godlike ability, and I was swinging that club around like a baseball player would swing his bat. Man, it was gorgeous. And then the Elden Beast slayed me because my controller decided to disconnect. This happened several times. But after all that, and chasing that cosmic worm around for a while, I managed to survive its deadly golden sphere attack, dodge its gigantic sword swings, and avoid its cosmic explosions, and with all that done, I literally slayed God. Magic isn't real, bucko. That is the lesson here. I could go for some optional bosses we haven't faced, like Rykard, the Blood Lord, and you know who, but you know what? I'll have to bait you on this one. If you want that, leave a like in the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to help this channel to keep growing. And then, Oogie Boogie might just be down for some bigger club diplomacy. And if not, she will keep watching over you, now sitting on the Elden throne. Thanks for watching, and until we meet again.